Jesus cites what's called the Lex Talionis, the principle that's embedded in the law: eye for eye, tooth for tooth, burn for burn, life for life. It's often considered to be a barbarous standard of justice, but in fact, it's intended to be a limitation on barbarity. In certain cultures, if you injured somebody who was of a higher status, you could lose your life, even if the injury was not life-threatening to the person of higher status. God says you can't do that. God says if you knock out their tooth, you don't lose your life. You just have to pay for the tooth, or you have something equivalent happen to you. Eye for eye, tooth for tooth is actually a principle of moderation of retribution, moderation of vengeance. But as often, Jesus has some interesting, surprising things to say about how to apply this law. He gives several examples about how this law is to be worked out in the lives of the disciples. And I do believe that he's teaching his disciples to work out these principles. He's not telling them to avoid the Lex Talionis. He's giving them instruction about a surprising, redemptive way to practice the Lex Talionis. And he gives several examples. One of them is the situation of somebody being slapped. You're slapped on the right cheek, you turn to them the other also, and let them slap you on the other cheek. The situation is a situation of shame and honor, not one of self-defense. A slap is not going to endanger your life, but it will endanger your public standing, your reputation. And Jesus says, don't take retribution. Don't do slap for slap. Once you do slap for slap, it never ends. If you return a slap, then the person who slapped you first slaps you back, and it goes on forever. Jesus gives instructions to the disciple to arrest the process of retribution by accepting the second slap. He says something similar about requisitioning somebody to carry something for a mile. And instead of resisting, Jesus says you should go the second mile. He probably has in mind situations where the Roman soldiers could requisition Jews to carry their gear for a certain period of time. And many of the Jews would have resisted that. They hated the Romans. They hated the Romans using them. Jesus says, don't resist by evil means. Don't resist by hating. Resist by overcoming. It's not talking about non-resistance. You overcome evil with good, and you overcome evil by doing something above and beyond what you were required to do. And Jesus also tells his disciples to give to whoever asks, to be free and generous with your goods. And in all these cases, he's talking about a kind of doubling. If you're slapped once, then you should offer your other cheek so you're slapped twice. If you're asked to go a mile, you should go a second mile. If you're asked to give, you should give above and beyond what you were asked. There's a kind of doubling that is linked with the Lex Talionis. But in each case, the disciple of Jesus is the one who suffers both blows, suffers both slaps, has to go both miles. He doesn't require his opponent to be slapped. He doesn't require the Roman soldier to go a mile to make up for his mile. Instead, he bears both of them. That puts agency back in the hands of the disciple. If I get slapped, then I'm a victim. If I turn my cheek and let somebody slap me, I'm the one who's taken charge of the situation. It also puts the slapper in a difficult position. Now his cruelty is being exposed. It's a tactic of resistance. It's genuine resistance, but it's a tactic of resistance. It doesn't work because it's a tactic. It works because this is what Jesus does. Jesus accepts the blows that he doesn't deserve. He goes the second mile, as it were. And because Jesus does that, he calls us to do that. And that's how we follow out the redemptive righteousness of Jesus.